My wife ask her about who's in charge when the husband is gone and then now he's home. And
He,
so I'm
That's a good
submitting
one.
and asking you the question that you've told me to ask.
well, for me, it's because of our job that he had, and it happened a lot for me. Well, 9 to 10 days a month when he would leave.
24-hour shifts.
Yeah, 24-hour shifts. I was the boss, and I handled the steering wheel when he was gone. And when he came home, I was a second mate, and I was okay with it. Did that mean my job just ceased when he walked in the door? No. He's in charge, and I went to him and loved going to him because he was a lover. He saw me. His eyes were blind, I always tell him, but he saw me as that little girl, that 19-year-old girl that he fell in love with throughout our marriage. And so he was easy to submit to. Did I always? Of course not. Um, and I repented because I knew when I didn't do it that I was in trouble, not only here, but here. I've said this for probably all the 50 years that we've been married. If this alignment isn't right, if it's not in gear, if it's not healthy, this relationship is going to be difficult to do at best. So I don't know if people can see what I'm doing. The vertical must be healthy. That needs to be priority. So it's a pleasure to serve him, not because I have to, but because I get to. And I think that submission, quite frankly, is a joy to my heart. And I seriously mean that, even in my younger days when, the times of struggle would happen between him and I. But at the end of it, again, I saw really what it was that he was trying to tell me. A lot of times, women get this idea that men just want to rule over them. And there are those ugly men that are out there that want to do that. But when you're a Christ follower and you want to submit to him, he wants to do the same thing. But again, what's our guidebook? So when women are reading that you're supposed to be gentle and kind and soft-worded and be modest, and there's so many little things that we don't recognize make them feel secure. That's what the Proverbs 31 is all about. He said that she's worth more than the rubies. And I think, does he look at me that way? Yep. The old man looks at me, this old lady, that way. And it's easy. So if it becomes hard to submit, so I don't care. Now, let me tell you, when the three kids were giving me issue, and they did, and I'd had it up to here, I just look at one of them and say, go call your dad.
At the firehouse.
And they'd say, Mom, really? Call your dad right now. And they'd go to the phone, hi, Papa. And I could just hear him, yeah, how's it going,
What'd your mom say?
And I'd hear silence. Yeah, okay, uh-huh. I knew what was going on. You know, we don't realize, just like my husband said a little bit ago, we're a representation of Jesus Christ and his church. We're the bride. I'm a bride to him. Submit is easier than having to rule. And he has to do that because he didn't do his job back in the garden. So,
There was no big transition. Being a firefighter coming home, sometimes I'd be gone, 72 hours, 96 hours, even longer. When Dad got home, it was never, we can divide and conquer. We were both on the same page. And if there was some disagreement, we would discuss that privately. But when I got home, there was no big transition. We're up, since we're on the same page. Don't be asking me, what did your mom already tell you? So I supported her, she supported me. So that was important to establish with them. And also to feel that, you know what she's doing while I'm gone, I'm being blessed. Our home is being blessed by that, by what she's doing, because of this, because of God's word and our roles. And if I'm gone for a length of time, I think of military families and how that affects them. That's got to be tough also, you know. Well, this makes it go easier. God's word makes it go in his design for our human relationships, not only with each other as husband and wife, but also with our children. Makes it go a lot smoother. So.
I'd like to say one more thing. I remember when I was a young wife and I just had John, the oldest one. And this will hopefully help some women out there. But when I would watch, I'd be doing something in the kitchen. When he'd come home, it usually was breakfast, so I would be cooking, and the baby would be downstairs just fooling around and
Playing.
being happy, and Papa comes home, and he goes down, comes over and greets me, and then he walks downstairs, and within a couple of minutes, there's John, woo, crying, and I'm thinking, oh, could he just have, could he just have, could he just have? And see, right there, God spoke to me one day, and he said, who's going to take control of this home? And I remember thinking, I'm doing the everything. And because what I meant by that is, it's like we criticize our men all the time, and then we wonder why they don't want to take the leadership. So I didn't have to talk to him about that. Trust me, I didn't. I had to talk to Yoli about that. I had to say, knock it off. It's not good. And I was thinking about that right now, because it's difficult sometimes when you're home and you're doing and everything's just, you're getting A done, B done, C done, and everything's looking fine. And then he walks in and he, upsets things. Hey, it's his home, it's his castle. And who are you doing it for? For yourself? It gets awfully lonely doing it that way.